Hi, this is Jennifer Joy from Spark Your Being, and I am a Master Fearless Living Coach and a Life Purpose Palm Reader. And so I've had a lot of interest lately about the scientific hand analysis portion of what I do, sort of that life purpose palm reading portion of what I do. So I decided to share a series of videos with you. And these actually come from a program that I have called Your Patterns Unlocked. And so these videos are some of the very general informational videos that are found in that program. And this first video I'm going to share with you is about fingerprints and your soul psychology. So let's dive in. Fingerprints develop in utero between the 14th and 16th week of pregnancy, and they never change, which is why law enforcement uses fingerprints and has used them for a very, very long time to determine who has been at the scene of the crime, because our fingerprints are unique. No one ever has been created who has the same fingerprints as you, and I think that's just amazingly remarkable. So it's between the 14th and 16th week of pregnancy that these ridges begin to develop on our fingerprints. And coincidentally or not, this is the same time the ridges are forming on our brain. So there's an interesting correlation there. And what causes those ridges to happen? Is it a pulse of energy? Is it just the genetic timeline? We don't know. But we do know that these ridges are all happening at the same time. So by studying fingerprints, we can actually look at this correlation between the brain and the fingerprints and identify certain mental patterns that correspond to gifts, talents, blind spots, and patterns. So where traditional palmistry is more of a predictive, what's going to happen in your future, what's possible in your future type thing, hand analysis is really about these gifts, talents, blind spots, and patterns. And it's for this reason, because it is so correlated with the brain, that scientific hand analysis has been called soul psychology. So let's look at what soul psychology is. Now, if you're like me, I have a feeling that I'm here for a reason, that I came to be a certain person, do certain things, learn certain lessons, and that my soul has this mission. So the fingerprints are really around looking at those patterns in your brain and being able to determine what is called your soul psychology. So there are three components to soul psychology. There is the life purpose, which is what your soul came to be during this lifetime. Life purpose is what your soul came to be during this lifetime. And again, it correlates with your gifts and talents. Your life lesson is how you do your life purpose. How you do your life purpose. And this is usually your biggest opportunity for growth. It might be a blind spot for you. It could be a blind spot for you. So perhaps you're here to be an innovator. That's your life purpose. You're an innovator. And your life lesson is really around intimacy, perhaps. So it's about being intimate with yourselves, intimate with others, being able to trust and surrender. And that is how you become the innovator that you're here to be. So you've got these gifts and talents, and it's through that life lesson of intimacy that you develop your life purpose into its fullest potential. It blossoms. And then there is the life school, and this is my favorite component of soul psychology. It's neat to know your life purpose and life lesson, yet your life school is the theme of your life. So if you have to learn one thing, I think it's the life school, because knowing this life school it tells of all your overarching patterns in your life that show up again and again and again. So let's say that person, that innovator with the life lesson around intimacy, let's say it's a man. Didn't even know it was a man. But let's say his life school is around, School of Peace. Let's say it's the School of Peace. Well, he's going to have these consistent patterns of either being really overwhelmed, so overwhelmed that he might actually choose to tune out or numb out sometimes and totally disconnect, when really the highest expression of that life school is to be able to be completely centered and present and grounded in your body and having the peace that comes from that. And it's from that peace, it's from that overarching theme that you can have more intimacy, right? You can be mastering your life lesson, and of course letting that life purpose of being an innovator bloom. So that life school is a big theme, and it's a big component of the soul psychology. So that's a little bit about what the soul psychology is, how it relates to fingerprints. And I want to leave you with this beautiful proverb, because for me, it's interesting to look at, the science of when the fingerprints form and how it correlates to your ridges, your gray matter. Yet this really touches my heart, and I almost think that's more important. So the proverb is that, and it's a Navajo proverb, that the Great Spirit breathes in the breath of life, and the tracks of that breath become our fingerprints. I will see you at the next video, where we're actually going to look at those different patterns in your fingerprints and begin to identify them. So see you there.